We'll wait for 1 minute more in order to give time to everyone who enrolled to the webinar to join us. Okay, I think now we can start. So good morning again to everyone, and thanks for attending our 15 minutes webinar on data quality, the quintessential milestone to digital transformation. I am Matteo Carloni, and I work as a sales manager in Rulex. And together with me, there is Dheeraj, Senior Customer Solution Specialist and Key Account Manager.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, today we would like to talk about data quality as a central process for medium and big companies that rely on complex supply chains and that every day need to deal with improving their planning and optimize their processes. In our experience in Rolex, working with the biggest CPG companies in the world, we realized that even a perfect deployment plan, when it's built on dirty data, can lead to bad results, exactly as a poor plan built on perfect data. Actually, this adage that I personally heard some years ago from a supply chain transformation executive contributed to get to the awareness that companies need a solution to the thorny issue related to dirty master data. Now, let's have a look at some data that can help understand the importance of having good data quality and how this problem is perceived by the companies. It's been estimated from a survey carried out by Gartner that the average loss due to poor data quality in large enterprises in the US is around $50 million per year. And it's also been estimated that in 2022, almost the 70% of the organizations will track data quality levels. And the last data, the more significant one to me, is that it's been estimated that the 80% of data scientists' time is spent on data preparation. And this is really important to highlight because I think that data scientists' time should be spent on something more interesting and more value added for the company. Now, let's start to understand the importance of a master data cleansing solution. And first of all, let's try to define what master data cleansing is. So we can define master data cleansing as the process of comparing, including, merging, transforming, removing, and archiving of master data. And from our experience, one of the main reasons why a master data cleansing solution is needed is that it can solve many problems and inefficiency that cause additional costs and lost earnings. Solutions like this are usually applied and implemented in medium and large scale companies that are in the path of digital transformation. And the reason is that they feel such a solution as a quintessential milestone for digital transformation. I would like to leave the floor to my colleague Dheeraj, who will deepen a little this topic, bringing in his experience gained on the field. So please, Dheeraj.
Thank you so much, Matteo. Now, first of all, I would like to give you a small insight about what is data quality management. And to understand this phenomena of data quality management, I have split the process into 4 steps, a cyclical process of 4 steps that will help you understand the process of data quality management. In the process of data cleansing, it is important to remember what we are trying to achieve. With the data quality and cleansing processes, our goal is to reach high data quality levels. For a basic introduction, we can split the data cleansing operation into 4 steps: quality assessment, quality design, quality transformation, and quality monitoring. Quality assessment is the first step in data quality management. So we try to understand and determine the quality of the source data. In this step, what we do is we load the source data from multiple sources and we perform different operations like data profiling to understand anomalies, inconsistencies, and redundancies by analyzing the content, structure, and relationship within the data. Once we finish the assessment, we directly move to creating a quality design for our process. In this step, we try to find out the relationship between the data objects using data rules. This helps us to correct and augment our data, and we use multiple operators to perform this. This actually creates the platform for transformation of the data that is going to flow into our process. These transformation could be mappings that are objectified by the rules that are already created. In the third step of data quality management, we can talk about quality transformation. This is a phase that consists of running the correction mapping that are used to correct the source data. This can also be considered as the application phase of data quality management cycle. In this step, the correction mapping already prepared in the quality design phase is applied using the rules on the data to correct the source data. The final step of data quality management would be quality monitoring. In this final step of data quality management, the accountable team monitors the results from the transformation operation that was performed in the third step. It is in this step that we examine the new data over time and alerts are created. Now, let me talk about how the data quality management is implemented in a traditional way and also how Rulex handles this. Okay, in a traditional approach, all medium and large companies that are partially or fully data driven has this management system in place. However, the traditional approaches are becoming low efficient and could become obsolete in the coming years. This is due to the fast changing environments in different businesses. So, how is the traditional approach formulated? Let's take a quick look. Huge sets of business rules are created by a network of SMEs, engineers, and Internet of Things. Most of the time, these huge number of rules can be exhaustive and the maintenance is repetitive, error prone, and time consuming. These huge exhaustive rules require multiple iterations to be performed to get optimum results. And whoever creates these rules create a resource dependency and in the end, an irreplaceability of resources. So how does Rulex RDC approach tackle this situation? In Rulex RDC, we automatically create these exhaustive rules and then it eliminates dependency on any human resources. This is of low maintenance and auto management of business rules and exceptions allow a lot of time saved for people involved. Also, the Rulex RDC approach requires very few iterations required for quality confirmation. Change management can get really tricky due to dependency on resources who build the rules, like I talked about earlier about traditional approach. So, while rule creation in RDC, which is automatic, is the most immediate advantage, there is a more subtle but perhaps a more important long-term advantage. The algorithms that are created by Rulex RDC always learns and adapts to corrections suggested by humans and to changing conditions. So the rule maintenance process is integrated freely into the Rulex RDC process. Also, like I spoke about earlier in the fourth step of quality monitoring, in RDC you can create email alerts on critical points, and this allows a lot of turnover of resources who might be better utilized elsewhere, thereby saving human time and effort. Now let me tell you how Rulex RDC actually tackles a problem hands-on. For example, this is a data set that you see normally in your business processes. As a first step, which is getting data input, We get data from the sources, any sources, for example, databases, Excel files, CSV files, SharePoint, etc., and are easily displayed as the image shows in the slide. In the second step, we pass the data through Rulex very own logic learning machine, which automatically creates business rules. The covering of the rules and the confidence of the outputs are also displayed in the rule manager. Even at this point, there is no need of human intervention. It is at this point, for the first time, we involve the business to discuss ambiguity in results. What is ambiguity in results? If the same inputs were giving conflicting outputs, we discuss these ambiguities with the business to understand which output is actually correct. After these corrections are made, the LLM is rerun to train the model, and the rules can now be applied for more data sets. And in the final step, this iteration process is performed for continuous improvement. And interventions are only made in a situation of a critical alert. But Matteo, can you tell us why customers choose Rulex RDC over other solutions?
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Dheeraj, and I'll give some examples of why our customers have chosen Rulex RDC in the last years. And well, first of all, I'd say that one of the main reasons why is for the speed and the efficiency of the tool, as business rules are created and updated automatically. The direct consequence of this is that business expert time is no longer wasted chasing and maintaining the rules. They just have to validate or reject the proposed corrections. And thanks to this, they can focus on higher added value activities and more interesting also for them. This is really important because it can avoid turnover issues. Another relevant thing I would like to bring to your attention is that results can be seen immediately after the first launch of the workflow, and that accuracy level reaches more than 99% in a little time. So, thank you very much for your participation and interest in Rulex. Our 15 minutes webinar is over, and we are completely available to follow up, to answer your questions if there are ones, and please do not hesitate to reach out to us.
Thank you, Mate. Thank you, everyone, for attending this very, very short quality management webinar. If you have any questions, like Mate already mentioned, please feel free to write to us. You can also contact us on the numbers that are provided on the slide. We hope to see you again with a longer webinar and trying to put in all the answers of your questions in the webinars going forward. Thank you so much.